I don't know where Cody's going.
Okay. Now it says live. Yep, okay.
Okay. I suppose we better give the masses time to get in because I've only just told them. I didn't give anyone any warning. So I don't know if we're going to get anyone in this late.
Well, that's nothing new, is it? You don't tell anybody anything, and we all have to find out later.
It's because I can't really decide when I'm going to go live, you know. I just wake up and go, you know what? Let's do a live stream.
Yeah, and then we all find out later on.
Well, you especially, you don't find out for like 2 hours, 2 minutes before we're finishing.
See, that's kind of weird, and it's like you would think that the systems in place nowadays, with all the technology, you would think that they would tell you within reason, like a couple of minutes.
Tim, pay attention. We have a guest. Say hello to Armand.
I can't see anything yet. Hang on.
In the comments. Need to switch your comments off. And Armand, this is...
Oh, here we go. John Baker. Okay, yep. Oh, see, now they come in because they're all friends of yours, Dave. See, your friends, see?
And here's Corky. Hey, Corky. Okay.
Did you put batteries in it?
Don't tell anyone his name's actually Cody, okay? So, we can get up to six people in this little room. If anyone would like to join. Oh, first of all, Maxorus, when you come to pick up your trains, they're just sitting in a box waiting for you. Just let me know if I need to bring them over to you or if you can get a lift over and pick them up.
Hey, Cody, you know that you can change your name down the bottom in the settings where the dots are? You can change it from Corky to whatever.
Okay, Max, right. Okay, I'll see you. Don't worry, they're not going anywhere.
Corky, can't hear you.
I didn't mute you. Just... Right, we'll see who comes in. I didn't mute him, by the way. He's just acting the fool. He's obviously had too many Fosters.
Oh, you don't have that Foster's crap over there. We export it because we won't drink it.
But you do drink Castlemaine 4X, right?
No, I don't. That's up north. That's
all right, what do you drink down there then?
Victoria Bitter, I have. I don't have anything special. Or Crown Lagers. I like Crown Lager because it's got a nice taste to it.
Yeah, I don't drink anything. I think it's all tastes like cat piss, to be honest.
But otherwise, I drink Scotch.
Right, who else we got? Right, so Jim E came in. Hello, Jim. See, you guys, we can see the chat as well. You can say hello to people. John Parker came in. Darryl Norton. You just got notified. Barry Will. Hello, Barry. I hope that package got to you. I never saw if you ever received it. Let me know.
Armand's going. He says, just saying hi, bye. Just happened to see the notification. Have a good chat. Okay. Thanks, Armand.
John Banicki has joined us, and that's it for now. Unless did I already say? Yeah, I said hello to Darryl.
Oh, this is weird because this is the back end before you see it on YouTube, isn't it? We're looking at the back end. Yeah, okay. I'm getting my head around it now. Yeah, okay. Been a while.
Yeah. So let me you guys talk about something. I'm going to ask if...
Can you talk so we can hear you yet? No, we can't hear you. Put some batteries in it.
Yeah, I don't know what you've done to your mic, Cody. You're not muted.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Unfortunately, we do, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what. Just settings or something. So.
Yeah. Plug that thing in, USB goes in the USB plug, and the power plug goes into the power point,
This is wireless. It goes for like 10 hours.
See? Put a battery in it, see?
That's like top tips from the wife.
Hey, you leave the woman out of this. I don't wear a skirt.
No, I'm talking about the batteries and devices that last for hours.
Oh, yeah. Women seem to know more about them than we do, apparently. Yeah. I was watching a video yesterday about that sort of stuff, about things that Corky didn't want to talk about.
Yeah, very much so.
Right.
Also, I
watched anything of interest, and it's kind of like, it's a bit interesting. It was I learnt stuff from that video, so
I have no idea what you two are talking about.
You
And I
don't
don't want to.
know. No,
Because
you
were
don't.
too busy
I
trying to
promise
help
you.
Dave.
I
Dave was
promise you,
not making
Dave,
help
you
Dave.
don't want to know.
Oh, Dave's looking
Okay.
serious. Hang on.
It's all right. I'm just checking. Make sure that YouTube is showing the same things we're seeing. And I believe it is. So you don't get to see how many people are in watching. Maybe 15 people watching, and 3 of them are us, and 5 of them have said hello. So we've got a couple of lurkers out there.
Yeah, we're watching ourselves, yep. So tell me, what does, on this end that I'm looking at, what does the green name with the little icon beside it mean? What does that mean? Is that one of your channel members? In the chat, our side.
Oh, you mean like
His name's in green and he's got a little icon beside it.
That possibly means, yeah, that's they're a channel member. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
like a paid member, a premium member. They get to see the videos before all you.
So somebody
you,
that's
freeloaders.
to look at Dave's stuff before us. Wow,
Yeah.
Isn't that great technology? Sorry, Barry, we're not picking on you. I'm just, as it says, Aussie shit stirrer. Get it?
These are the most valuable people that I know have the green name.
Not like Cody and I.
You notice how your name isn't green, but Barry's is, and Maxerus is green.
Because
So
I'm not silly enough to pay for things that I don't really want to pay for. Because my money's better in my pocket.
it's not about paying; it's about supporting your channel creator.
yeah, why
You
pay
know.
when we get all this content for free?
Hey, Hopster, I do actually have a train running, but right, what we're doing tonight, we're using StreamYard for the first time because getting guests into OBS is an absolute nightmare. So unfortunately, I'm kind of stuck with these two, and for anyone else that wants to join in, I could set up another phone pointing at the trains, which I can do, right? And then at least you'll get to see a train. Let me do that. I'll let these Muppets talk to each other for a wee while.
Oh, no, get rid of that one. No.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Oh, that was bad.
Hey, Cody, we're both the same size as Dave. Yeah, get rid of him. Yeah, we can have the Cody and Tim show. Yeah, now we can do that.
Yeah, Dave's always a problem.
Yeah, see, Dave loves us not. Or is this what Dave's going to do while he gets up out of his chair, wobbles across the room, finds a train, sticks it on a little piece of track, and looks like this one. Yeah. So we're going to have to do this, and then you see everybody exit the chat because it's us. Because everybody comes to see Dave run his trains around the track.
So
But that's okay.
you said you use AnyRail for your layout building online, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I have used it probably 3 or 4 times. Yeah. I got as far as, well, here we go. I got as far as making a grid. And you'll probably see down here. See, I did the other day, worked out how many down the side. All right, for those of you that don't know, this is kind of the room that I'm trying to set my tone set up in. And I sent this to Cody yesterday, and that shows you the space that I'm looking at to do is 3 meters one way by 5 meters the other way, and I've got some cupboards and stuff. So I'm using the sink, the oven, and the cooktop, and they're going away, and I'm going to use the cupboards to do my layout with. And then there's a bench down the bottom here that I'm using for my repairs. So yeah, so that's going to help me, and that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to use AnyRail to do that. So that's a basic idea. So we'll see what happens, I guess. Have you used AnyRail or not?
I use Scarm.
Oh, that's right. You said something about that the other day.
Yeah, I got the paid version a while ago. And then I've pushed it over to making a template on Photoshop.
Oh, okay, right. But what space are you using to do that? Like mine's a 3 meter by 5 meter or 16 feet by 9 feet for you people that still in the Imperial world.
I think my layout is 15 by 11.
Feet.
Yes, 15 by 11 feet.
Oh, that's not much bigger than what mine is then.
No.
But that's not the one that you showed me of your picture of your layout in the basement. That's not that one, is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
I have
Right,
it
Dave,
turned.
we don't need you. Keep going, Dave. We don't need you.
Okay then.
No, it's all good. Welcome back, Dave. Oh, here we go. Trains.
Oh no, trans actually.
Trans. Oh, Dave's going to be a bit different today. Woohoo! I knew you were kind of a little bit kinky, Dave, but you know.
So
oh
how-
my goodness. I need
how
to go
you-
and change that.
How are you liking the new engine, Dave?
That one, I love it. Hold on, I need to sort that because I'm getting echo through it.
Turn
Oh
off
my
the
goodness.
speakers on your computer.
What?
What? Turn off the speaker on your computer. Stops the echo to the phone. Then
No,
you hear all
because
the audio through the phone.
that's not causing the echo. The echo is because I'm hearing it through my computer and I'm hearing it through the phone over there.
So would you just mute the sound on the phone over there?
I tried that, but I'm going to have to put a bit of tape over the speaker because it refuses to turn the volume down. We tried this the other night. But
Oh,
first of all,
okay.
I have to change it from trans.
Yeah, you might want to do that.
Well, you could spell it train backwards. See who notices.
That would work.
Just saying. Give somebody in the chat something to talk about. Oh, hi, Dave. Look, what's that cam upside down, wrong way round, you know?
You would think it would be upside down with you being in Australia.
Hey, there is a reason why we are down under. Oh, here we go, Dave. Jim E said, I would like to join the stream, please. How? Well, you have to wait for Dave to come back and he would work on that for you.
Yes.
Hopefully you have a cam and a microphone that works. That would help.
Yeah, can't be much worse than your microphone.
Ooh, pick on Tim Day. I love it. You know, I'm glad I've got an iron back because of all those bloody knives in it, you know?
Thing is, Dave thought me and you were going to pick on him, but I think it's now Dave and me picking on you.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, it's very easy to pick on Tim. Okay, what was that? I would like to join the stream, please. How? Okay, let's put a general invite out just for a laugh. See who we can drag in. Hold on a sec. I did send an invite to Armand first, but he is currently not.
Yeah, Armand said he was coming in, then he was going. So he said hi and bye. Remember? Back up there.
No, I was obviously busy doing other things. Right, I'll put in an invite. We can only have 6 people in at once, so 2 more people, or I need to take away the trans.
Or you could rotate it. You could bring someone in, have them chat for a while, talk about their trains and whatever, and then bring another one in. So we could be the panel.
we judge thee.
No,
You judge thy worth.
No, we don't judge people. Remember, that's not allowed in this world in today's society.
Yeah, right. Okay, right. Let me put the invite out, which should be there. Are you ready, people? Anyone who desperately wants to join in, click that button. Make sure your mic's working. Make sure your camera's working. No picture, then we'll throw you out.
Also found out that you can't have OBS running at the same time because it wouldn't let me run OBS and Streamlabs it counterintuitive camera or something like that.
Yeah, I think they're both trying to do the same thing, so it really struggles.
Yeah.
Max, I'm going to go down there this week. I need to go and see this Tiny Railroads. I didn't realise they did used locos. I thought it was just all new stuff. So, oh my goodness, it could be a dangerous spot for me. Although they might have track.
Is that where you went and stood there for several hours and only so GO trains going past? Is that what they're talking about, or are they talking about a shop?
It's a shop. It's an actual shop, a hobby shop. But it is down in that direction. unfortunately, it was shut Monday, Tuesday. I guess they don't like money or something, but
No,
it was Monday and Tuesday that I was in that area. So
We've got to have days off, give people
Okay.
a chance to have a life, not like us, give people a chance. Oh, here comes the train. Here comes the train. Not like on Dave's video the other day. Look, a train coming past, Dave. Not
okay,
a
I
train.
think I'm going to have to mute. I'm going to have to put Tim in timeout. Right, we have a new guest. Say hello to Jim.
Hello, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
Audio okay?
Bit of
And
echo.
that was Jim. So,
Hey, good evening, everybody. Is my
good
audio
evening,
all
Jim.
right? Good. My audio okay?
Yep.
Audio's fine. Yep, audio's fine.
Alright,
It's much better than Tim's audio. Tim's audio is rubbish.
Well, with that, I'm going to go and make
Good
my
evening.
English.
I look like hell.
Okay.
I just, I just found this at the last minute. So,
Oh, we've only just started. I only just decided to throw it together like
but,
15 minutes ago.
I like to say, Dave,
Oh, what's Tim doing? Tim's in his kitchen. He's making a peanut butter sandwich, I bet. No, it's probably Vegemite.
Who knows what Tim does?
You're making a Vegemite sarnie, mate?
No, peanut butter muffin.
He needs to go out to the garden to the kookaburra tree and get some gums. Yeah, that looks cheap and generic, doesn't it?
Yes, it very much does.
So, Jim, are you in your train room? I'm guessing in the basement.
yeah,
Looks like a
I'm
basement.
in the basement right now. Okay. Can I actually turn my camera around here a little bit and kind
Yeah,
of show
please
you
do.
what I'm doing?
Yeah, let's see what you're up to. Well, as long as you get pants on,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. Yeah. And I got my lowest staging level down there. But just to give you an idea, what I'm doing, that kind of thing.
That looks excellent, Jim. To be honest,
That's-
just
Thank you.
considering I'm just about to start again, but I'm
I've
excited
been,
about
I've
it.
been doing this for many years.
Yeah, I'm not even doing it for 1 year. What's that? What is that?
It's an English.
Is that a
Oh,
hockey
okay.
puck?
Peanut butter.
I'm
Thank you,
getting
same
a
thing.
bit of a delay and echoes and stuff.
That's Tim's fault.
Everything's Tim's fault.
You know what? I think it's actually the train camera that I've got. Although I did mute it, so I don't know why. It's StreamYard. It's the first time we've used it. There's going to be bugs. Right, did anyone sneak in while we weren't looking? Probably not. No one wants to see our horrible faces. Oh well. Gary Shanks. I don't think I said hello to you, Gary. How you doing? So, got some news. You know how I'm a cheap Scotsman? Well,
Yep.
You didn't have to agree. It was a rhetorical question, right? I've got a new friend in New Mexico who's sending me some FlexiTrack. And he's sending me some 20, I don't know if it's 22 or 24 inch diameter curves as well. So I'm going to be able to get started, well, depending in Canada Post, but I should be able to get started in about a week. I'm so excited. And I will be just ripping this up and
I'm in
immediately get
Australia.
into it.
New Mexico, is that Mexico, or is that somewhere else?
It's next to Texas.
Yeah, that would be the United States.
Yeah.
See, this is where I get mucked up with when people talk about some of these states and bits and pieces, because I think New Mexico would be Mexico.
Now, I don't know the history of New Mexico. Cody's probably more able to answer that question. But as far as I know, it's on the border with Mexico. Is that right? Next to Texas?
Yes, I'm 90% sure. I think so.
Oh, come on. You live in the country. Come on. You must know your states. I'm from Scotland, and I know.
Yeah, I'm quite sure I'm like on the whole other side of the country. I haven't been to history
Okay,
class or
it's-
any.
It's where they filmed Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. It looks pretty dry and hot. Looks nice though.
Yep,
I didn't even know that.
wow.
You're not a Breaking Bad fan? Oh, goodness.
I'm not a
I
TV
love
fan.
that.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I'm hearing everybody times two, double talking over each other and stuff.
Right, hold on. Jim, have you got YouTube open?
Yes, actually, I do. I
Right.
need to close that.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you're hearing yourself through YouTube as well as through here.
Oh, there we go. I close YouTube now. All
Okay.
right.
There we go.
Hey,
Better.
Jim, what's
Thank you,
your-
Dave.
Besides
Thank you.
your shoulder?
So, Jim, where are you in the world? Well, you're
I'm
obviously in
in
the States.
Bridgewater, Massachusetts.
Oh, you're not far. You're
No,
over
no.
towards Boston and all that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just south of Boston.
See, Cody, how do I know this and you don't? I mean, I've heard.
kind of over that way,
I
but
was at the Amherst train show.
Oh,
over
excellent.
the weekend, and I didn't really, there was a whole lot there to see, of course, but I'm one of those bottom feeders. I go in looking for bargains and that kind of thing, and I didn't really see too much,
Did you get any
too many
bargains?
bargains. Yeah,
so
That's- Go.
I figure when I can get retail anywhere, but I like to go to
Yeah.
train shows for those special hard to find items that I can get, But
The $2 bargains, you mean, at the end of the day?
well, that's just it. The best times to go is at the very beginning and at the very end. At
Yeah,
the
I
very
totally
end,
agree.
they want to, and especially under the tables. Got to look under the tables. That's where the good stuff is.
yes, it is.
That means the people have packed up quickly and gone and forgotten the stuff underneath. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no! It's like in those big boxes. Usually, they have those plastic bins full of all sorts of junk. You start searching through, tearing through. At the very bottom, you find that one little item that you've been looking for. And you're like, oh yeah, I'll give you 50 cents for that.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Yeah.
We have a
That-
thing over here in Australia that you usually come in last, people like within the last half an hour of a display sometimes, because people don't want to pack it up and pack it into their vehicle and take it away. So
Oh,
they
yes, yeah.
sell it cheaper because they don't want to bring it back at home again. So yeah.
Yeah, I have the last train show I went to. It was the same deal. Box under the table. The guy was selling switches for 10 cents a piece.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
what a bargain! What a bargain!
So I've got a question. Because I'm going to be getting all fancy with the 24-inch and 22-inch radius curves, I want also the nice turnouts / switches / points, because we all call them different things.
Yep.
But since 3 of us are in North America, we'll call them turnouts. Yeah. So I want the sweeping turnouts. What are they called? I think they've got a number.
Oh yeah, I go with a minimum number 6 on the layout. Minimum number 6. I stay away from the number 4 unless I'm like really in a bind in a yard or something like that. But as a general rule, number 6 minimum, preferably number 8s on the main line, that kind of thing.
Okay, so the smaller the number, the tighter the bend. Or the,
Yeah.
the
Yes,
right,
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So the other question about the turnouts is, I noticed someone had left a comment about what were they called? Atlas Snap.
Oh, the
Switch,
Atlas.
which apparently curve, and they're designed to go around in 18. I don't want that. I want it to be able to join one that way and one the opposite way. You know what I mean? So it can do a sort of snake onto the other track.
Yes, the Atlas snap switches, they're generally designed to fit in the radii of their 18-inch radius curves, with a
Okay.
little small, like 1 1/4 inch straight on the end of it. But that's designed to be used with the sectional track and the rest of that. But if you're going to use flex track in that, the number 6 switches, they're more of a straight, coming off,
Right.
that
Okay.
kind of thing, as
Yeah.
opposed to a constant curve going all the way
Because I
around.
was trying to join the two switches, like that.
Oh, yeah, and I see
And it
that.
wasn't working. It curves.
You get that S curve. You get that S curve in the crossovers.
Yeah, I
And
had
that
to add a
really-
tiny section of straight just so that it didn't. I couldn't figure it out because I
When
saw
you
everyone
have
else.
Those long passenger cars, they
Yeah.
skew. The ends skew away from each other, and causes derailments and all sorts of issues and
I know.
all that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dave knows nothing about derailments, do you, Dave?
Well, we've all been there, Dave. Dave, we've all been there. I tell you, some of the layouts that I've built over the years with some of the crazy track work, I tell you, it's a learning curve.
I just figured, you know what, before I start spending not so much fortunes on scenery, but certainly a lot of time and effort, to then just rip it all up, it's just stupid, I might as well start properly. I've learned my mistake, well, some of my mistakes, but I'm sure I'll make more.
Well, it's a learning curve, isn't it? You've learned all that because you've laid that track. You've done that over,
Yeah.
I don't know how long it took you to lay it because I didn't see the early videos. But that's the thing of it, isn't it? It teaches you all the things that you wouldn't know unless you've done that. So you've learned all of those things. So you move forward because that's what you've learned. So same as everybody. We've all got to start somewhere, don't we?
Brief interlude. We have Andy Dobson, David Kohler, and Joe's Trains, and Russ Rockin' ORR. Welcome. As you can see, we have guests. And we did have trans, but I've changed it back to trains. So that's a whole different channel.
Yeah, I think you will like, once you switch away from the 18, a lot more, Dave.
Yeah.
Well, 18's very, very tight, so yeah.
Dirk Trains, how you doing?
What was this? Dave says, any of you had lay on wood ties? What does that mean?
Oh, I've hand laid track before. That's actually hand laying the individual ties and spiking rail down on top of it, and that's a lot of work. And of course,
that's manufacturing your own track. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and you got to get track gauges and everything. And there's companies out there that make jigs for making switches and that sort of thing. Fast Tracks, that's the company.
Yes.
I have some of those jigs for hand laying switches, but I find it's generally not worth the time. I mean, if you're a rivet counter, go ahead and hand lay your own switches. But for the time and effort, if you're making like a larger layout, it's a lot of time and work.
Yeah.
And Jake's asked, am I HI00? So we have both over here in Australia. I'm mainly going 00 more so, leaning toward 00 because I like the older steam train type stuff. So I'm aiming more 00, but I do have a lot of HO stuff here. So yeah. But if you're talking Australia in general, we have both.
Cody was about to say something there and you cut him off, Tim. It's very rude.
To be honest, I don't even remember what it was.
Oh, come on. I'm sure you
I'm
can.
just reading comments. Come on, I'm reading comments in the room.
If I can ask a question about 00, if I might. I know there's, the British, that they use 00 scale. And as I understand, 00 is different from HO. In fact, one is 187th scale and the other is 176th scale, I believe.
Correct.
Something like that. They both run on the same gauge of track, of course.
Correct.
But it's just the
size.
The size. Now that's the
size of because of the scale size. But yes, they both run on the same side track. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's a huge difference. I don't know if I've shown you that before. Wait, and I'll find. I happen to have two similar locos. One is HO, one is 00. Hornby stuff,
It's to make it easier, it's about in Imperial. It's about a quarter of an inch, maybe half an inch bigger.
Okay. Now does that compensate for the in the USA and a lot of places they use 4 feet 8.5 inches, and in other parts of the world they use meter gauge. Does that compensate for the difference in gauge? The larger size for narrower rails, which would be 1 meter gauge.
No, don't know. But it was because when in England they had their format, and that was where they came into the 176, and then whereas HO is 187, so that was more, I think, more so for the American side of things, whereas the 00 is the English side of it. So I think that's where it compares. Yeah, here you go. See.
Yes, I see. Yes, I see, Dave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same
so
size.
Maybe a bit more different.
But that's a huge difference in size, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Till your videos, Dave, I've never realized how big of a difference it actually was.
Yeah, but the good thing is, though, I've been running the 00 British stuff,
You run them with everything.
and it doesn't look too bad because the North American stuff is it's still huge,
Yeah.
you know. So if you would put that North American, what's that, a SD, I don't know, 45. It's tiny. That's
Yeah.
the HO version of that is so small.
Yeah.
But as I say, 00 Hornby with HO North American actually works fine. So
Well, there you go. David said meter gauge is narrow gauge. So there you go.
meter gauge is narrow gauge. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother thing. You know, narrow gauge, HON3 and HON
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of
and all that, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Dirk said the only way to really tell the difference is in the steam engines, which would be about right because you've got the boiler size and the cab and all that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even Bachmann makes the O gauge stuff, the HO, well, the ON 2.5 or ON 3 or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's O gauge that runs on HO gauge track.
Correct.
Yep.
You know, the oversized stuff. Yeah.
So I have.
Hands when you start getting into all that stuff, all that little modifications and extra stuff, whereas you just go HO or 00. But see, that's the thing I like about it is HO has got a lot of good stuff and 00's got a lot of good stuff. But Moros, for me, I'm in steam and the older stuff, so that's why I'm going more 00 because that's my interest. But I'm still going to have HO stuff. Like I've got, as I showed Dave and Cody the other day, I've got some of those SD30s or whatever you call them. I don't know the names of them, all that, because I'm not into that.
No,
but I have several of those type engines. And then we have a T-Class here in Australia, which is a nice little, like that Canadian Pacific, the grey one, the purpley coloured one you had, Dave, the other day.
Yeah.
Did repair for Max. We have them, and they're called the T-Class here in Australia. And I'm in love with them because that was back when I was a kid in the 80s. So we had them running around the tracks a lot of the time. So, yeah, it's just personal preference, I guess. See, that train that's running around on Dave's track now, that doesn't do anything for me. But I like, as I said to Dave, I love the flag that is portrayed on the side of it. I love that sort of stuff and the detail that's on the train itself. But that train, to me, doesn't do anything for me.
And evicted. So, hold on a second. Caboose 1973 was asking me if I got his message about a deal. Was that the deal about the track? And I thought I replied to that because it was code 100, was it not? And I want 83, or was that a different deal? So many deals coming my way.
Oh yeah, that's another issue. Code 100 versus code 83.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with code 100. I mean, I use code 100 in the staging. It works fine and everything. I use some code 83, a mixture of both. But, code 100, once you weather the track and ballast it and all that, it doesn't look bad at all. I'm fine with code 100. I mean, I have no objections to putting that on the layout. I mean, that's great. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be using a mixture of both. So, yeah. Whatever.
Okay, so sorry. So Caboose was offering a scanner radio. Right, I need to look at that. I've been suffering with migraines all weekend, as Tim will vouch for.
Yep.
I'll have a look at that message again, see what it was. But that sounds very interesting. Although I think they might be illegal in Canada. I might have to remove the transmit button on those radios, or you can get arrested or something.
I just pull the microphone out like we used to do with ham radios. You cut the microphone out, then you can receive and you can't transmit.
Yeah, it makes sense. I would hate to be. Oof! Can you imagine if you accidentally did a butt dial? Oof.
Yep.
It depends on whether it's a transceiver or just a receiver, because you can see in Australia we're not allowed to have scanners as such on certain frequencies, but we can have transmitters on certain other frequencies, like you have ham radios and all that, because I used to be a ham radio operator years ago.
Yeah, the only ones I've seen that would do the job are both transmitters and transceivers. So
Yeah.
I would have to remove that function, or you get in trouble.
You not just buy like a scanner radio that scans any and all frequencies.
I've not really seen them up here. It's strange. It's not
So
really.
you're talking just a radio that is only on their frequencies. You're talking.
They generally just have the transmitter types. I have not seen the.
Okay. All right.
Something's beeping. Oh, I know what that is.
We can buy a scanner that's just a receiver that receives frequencies from down low all the way through to everything, and you can put in. But a lot of people, like the police, the ambulance, and all that here, have all gone digital, so you can't get into it.
Okay, Caboose. I'll get on that. Thank you. Sorry, carry on. I'm going to put another train on because everyone's getting bored with this yellow one, especially Tim. Tell you what, I'll put a steam train on just for him.
Picking on me again? Jeez, I'm glad I've got a steel back for all those knives and everything like that, I tell you. And people pick on us Aussies. For what reason? Just because we're down under. Hey,
Yeah.
hello, and we've got more skin in the game, shall I say? See, this is what I pick on Dave for, because every time he goes to move a train or do anything, he takes himself off cam. Now, we all wonder, what's Dave doing while he's off cam? Whereas the rest of us would just leave the cam running, get up, move the thing, put it down, do it. Whereas Dave's going to take himself off
Well, he's
cam.
getting himself a beer. He's getting himself a beer and he's vaping.
Oh yeah.
No, he doesn't. I haven't seen him drink a beer on cam, but I have seen him vape. So, don't know about. I don't know whether I can't honestly say I've seen him. He drinks coffees and vapes on his streams, but I haven't seen him drink alcohol. So yeah,
I don't think I've seen it either.
no. I've seen his coffee cup on his desk when he does videos.
Oh yeah, he's always drinking coffee.
Yeah. So Jim, what's the orange thing in the background beside your right shoulder?
Oh, that's another chair here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it's just really bright, and I can see an orange thing, and I'm
really?
wondering what it was.
It's
All right, no, I just wondered what it was because I couldn't work out.
oh, okay. Yeah, you're looking at my workshop area back here behind me. I've got a bunch of 3D printers going behind me right now.
Cool,
And
what's that?
over here, I got a G-gauge locomotive on the shelf. That's a
G-gauge.
G-gauge Mikado.
G-gauge, is that like LGB that we have here in
That's the
Australia?
LGB scale, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we have
this
LGB.
was
we don't
actually
have
made by Aristocrat. And
Okay.
I do a little bit in G-gauge, but you know it's tough because in G-gauge there's a lot of disparity between gauge and scale and eras and road names and all that, and it's expensive too. It's way too expensive.
Oh, yeah. I used to help some friends. We used to set up when we had a festival here in Williamstown, because that's my hometown in Williamstown in Melbourne. And we used to have LGB, and we used to take over the Scout Hall, and we used to run LGB track and trains around the Scout Hall. And we'd set it up for like 2 days before, because it'd take us that long to set it all up, mountains and all. And we'd have people streaming in all weekend, and we'd just be sitting there going, go. We're having great fun. But yeah, it makes a lot better for the sheer size of it. But
Oh
I
yeah,
don't touch N scale, because N scale for me is like toys.
yeah. You know, my eyes and my dexterity is going as you get older. You know.
But it's weird because I bought, with that train layout that I've got online, that people might have seen on my channel, when I bought that layout, it came with some stuff and a box inside the plastic box. It's got a small, well, to me, it's got an N scale layout, a train, 1 or 2 carriages, and a caboose. No controller and some track. And it's like, it had on it that I think Blake was trying to sell it, because it says on it, blah, 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 blah. And he was trying to sell it for like 250, 300 bucks. And I thought, that's a bit cheap for N scale. But see, I don't know what N scale's worth these days, but it's what the engine's like that big.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, what's that big? I missed the start of that.
Flash
Dave's being funny.
photos, Dave.
Okay. So, yeah, I don't drink. I just drink water.
Busy stuff.
No, I've got my Diet Pepsi here.
Good for you.
Diet Pepsi for me.
See,
And my vaping. That's my big vice.
I come from obviously Scotland and Glasgow, and it's normal to drink half your wages every Friday, Saturday night. In Scotland, it's really
Take
bad.
that sucker off. Sorry.
And I just feel that anything, if you're drinking a lot of alcohol, that's just train money. It used to be car money, but now it's train money.
That's exactly it, Dave. Yeah. One night at the bar could buy you a nice locomotive.
Good night, Daryl. Daryl's leaving. Everyone say goodbye.
Bye, Daryl.
Right, bye.
Good eye, mate.
Right, I want to talk about my future layout. So I had decided on just making a bridge. The
nice walkthrough, yeah.
Yeah, so it was kind of like that, right? It was kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I was just going to do the bridge across, but my wife...
Is that at the door behind you, Dave?
My wife disagreed. What?
Is that at the door behind you, which is the cupboard, or is that the glass doors? You're talking. The bridge, now.
What? I'm trying to explain it to you. Just shut up.
And we're asking, where are you going to put the bridge? Is it?
Well, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you, right? So my wife went mental because if I was just going to have a big rectangle, then she just thought that's going to be boring.
Yep.
And I was like, well, what if there's two loops? That's just two rectangles. So we've had a bit of a brainwave. Well, she's had a bit of a brainwave. There's no reason that I can't. Once I get rid of all the inclines, then I'm not fighting with the hill and the tight curves. I can actually keep the inner loop. So what I'm thinking of doing is still having the two outer loops going all the way around, but there's going to be an option to cut off and go around. I've lost a bit of paper now. That's Tim's fault. He rattled me.
So are you going to do like a 24-inch outer radius and then a 22 inner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of like mine, but mine's going to be an M. So yeah.
That's going to make the curves a lot broader, Dave. You're going to have, especially you run those long passenger cars.
Oh.
It's going to make running so much nicer. It really will.
There's derailment issues, there's uncoupling issues with the inclines, and there's how goofy they look. When they do that, when they go through an S and they do that whole.
Oh yes, yeah, they do that.
They could almost be passing each other. There's such a gap. I hate that. So that should take care of that. I'll just keep the big trains in the outer loop. The inner loop can be a choice of shorter coaches, freight trains, and they've got the choice to go do the snaky thing around the inside. I know I'm still going to have problems reaching over, but I'll deal with that. I can always cut a hole in the wall behind me. See where that door is behind me? So that's a closet. I could actually cut a hole facing that way for a wee access if I really need to get in there. So
a real model railroad would just get rid of the closet. Just get rid of the closet, tear the door out, open it all up.
And that would be my first choice, but the boss says no, apparently.
Yeah, got to answer to the wife.
Yeah, this is a good compromise. It's going to work fine. Hello, Michael Belts. Welcome. We have space for one more if anyone wants to join us tonight. Don't know why you would want to, but, the invite's there. I'll put a link.
Yeah, we can get rid of Dave. We don't have to come.
Did that come through? Yes, it is. Right, so that's the link if anyone wants to join our fantastic live stream that we're running here.
So for a track plan, are you using any program, Dave, or are you just basing everything off of paper?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Basically,
that's track plan. Yep, not the scale.
I'll print out a grid sheet at least with measurements, so that I know where the curves have to go, kind of deal.
Yep.
But I tried using the SCARM before, and because I'm cheap, I didn't pay for the full version, and I ran out of bits. So, and also, the good thing about the SCARM program was it recommended, or it gave you a shopping list of track.
Yep.
But when I was using that at the time, I couldn't afford to buy the track anyway. I was only using the track I could get from train shows, so the list meant nothing to me.
Yeah.
So, does the same. You can do the same thing, and I think I mentioned to you the other day, or I was talking to you about it. that a guy's video I watched a while ago, he did like that section there was one lot, and he saved it.
Oh yeah.
And then he did another one, and then he put it all together and printed it, and then he got his whole layout, and he used it on the free version, which I think is a great idea. And he just did it so many times. I can't remember the video, but yeah. And I think that's using your brains, isn't it, really? And that's all free.
I hope you guys are reading the chat. There's some good advice in there. So James is saying we could do something in NRL. Steve reckons make the closet a staging area. No, the closet has already been used. When I show you.
Look out, Dave's in the closet.
Now I'm out of the closet.
That's not full. You can put more in that.
That's full of all my train stuff, so I can't use that anyway.
Well, that's where you want shelves underneath to put all your train stuff.
And Max says he was going to run a train over a bridge from his garage to the house.
Oh,
That'd be fine, except in winter. Then you need to attach a snowplow.
Well, there's a guy that does toy trains. I think his channel's called. He does G-scale, I think, like Jim's talking. And he does inside his house and round, and then he does around his backyard and everything. And I've been watching them for years. And they do all the scenery and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, it's possible. Just how much you want to shovel stuff.
We've not had that much snow, have we, Maxorus? It's been pretty good, although we don't generally get the big snow here till middle of February. Michael says, sorry, he keeps calling me Scott, but that's okay. I'm used to that by now.
Nothing, never will.
And unfortunately, this is the first time on one of our live streams, so sorry about that. It's usually better than this, but you know what? It's nice having people to talk to for a change. Instead of me just sitting in my own, just twiddling my thumbs.
Actually, it is, Dave, because I've watched a lot of your streams and sitting there just typing in the comments and everything, hoping that you'll read it on air. It's it's as much nicer having a conversation and being able to put faces to names and that kind of thing.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Jackery.
Yeah, but it's kind of it's tough getting a word in sideways with Cody going on all the time.
Right.
You know what? It's because he's younger. He's just showing respect to his elders. That's what it is.
I'll take that.
Even if he does have a dodgy moustache.
Yes, I do.
So, did you lose a bet or what?
No. Other never just grew in.
Yeah, he can't grow the rest. That's why. See, real men like us can grow all of this. See, the three of us, all of us have got this, and Katie's just got this. You see.
If I don't shave, it grows from there all the way up to here, and it's just ape man. It's ridiculous.
My brother that way.
Yeah.
I lost the bet with my sister one time. Yeah, we were drinking, and she gave me a mohawk. All right.
Oh no!
I had to wear that to work. That mohawk to work.
What age were you?
And I was a bus driver, public transportation.
Oh,
boy.
All right, MBTA bus driver. All right, had to go to work with busloads of people, strangers commuting to work with a damn mohawk. And it's funny because my sister, again, I won't go into the story, but my sister was my boss at work. She was my supervisor.
You really didn't have much
I
fun.
was there, and I had to have it. So I'll let that story in there. But
and here we go. Spring Cottage Model Railway says he likes the format, very amusing. So there we go. We got at least somebody likes this.
Yeah, I'm going to have to come over and visit James again and scrutinise his. He's got 2 lift bridges on his new layout now, and I didn't really give them close enough inspection, so I need to visit you again, James, if you don't mind. Pick up some tips. And silence. Haunted is left. Oh, we're not haunted anymore. Night haunted.
So, have you put a decoder in this logo yet, Dave? Or
Not yet.
Not yet.
I can't decide. I've got 2 sound decoders to fit in something, and I probably should fit one of them because they do like 6 diesel sounds and 6 steam sounds. So I should use one in the steam loco, and I can't decide.
You mean
what
the
to
one
put
he
the other.
stuck up on the red one? You mean, Cody? That one that we're not talking about?
Where is that one? I've not thrown it in the bin yet.
Keep
Oh
it
my
apart.
What a
Dave.
nightmare that thing was.
And if you didn't rip the motor out of it, it would have been all right. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that. And I wasn't going to say that in the comments when I was leaving a lovely comment. But I wasn't going to say it. But I did now.
Thing is, with that loco, that was a lost cause.
Yeah, I enjoyed those videos, Dave. Those are pretty cool, ripping that engine apart.
And Dave says, I like to leave it in because it's a learning experience for other people. So when we're all sitting there yelling at Dave's screen when we're watching, don't do that, don't do that, do this, do this.
That's exactly it. As soon as you started putting pressure on that frame, I'm like, oh, it's going to snap.
You know what? If I had,
do this. And I'm sure we're not the only people that are sitting there yelling at Dave after he's made the video like 20 days ago. And it's like,
Yep.
"Ah!"
But with
Oh,
that,
Dave doesn't listen. We know.
with that, no, it was
Again, we've all been there. I've done that to local frames myself. You know, I was like, oh, I can take this little bend out of it and snap.
you know what? It definitely had been glued before. I just didn't look at it closely enough.
Yeah.
Oh, I completely agree. I think it broke or whatever be zinc rot, and someone glued it back together.
No, you know what? Somebody, who was it? Sorry if you're on the channel at the moment, but someone left a really good description about the whole Mazic rot stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, it actually starts contracting and bending the frame itself. So it's possible that it wasn't even dropped. It just went like a banana.
Right. I've had stuff like that, and the second you take that weight off and put any force on it, it's going to break. So I think anyone that took it off was going to break it.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, if I hadn't destroyed the motor, then it would have, I would have got my money out of it. But I've still got the decoder to destroy.
Because Dave's too heavy-handed.
Well, the decoder itself is, worth, what'd you say you paid? $30 for the loco?
Nah, I think it was 50.
Oh, 50. Oh, okay.
It's 30 for a new decoder. It would have been 10 or 20 for the motor, so that's okay. It's learning experience. I won't do it again.
Oh yeah.
Eli's.
Or you'll ask to see it running, and then you'll get it and pick it up and play with it and bend it and do things like this. And the guy that's selling it's going, no, don't do that. I want to sell it.
Honestly, though, I didn't put a lot of pressure on that when I was twisting.
I'm sure you didn't. But now you'll know the look. Next time you buy a locomotive, you'll know the look. You'll set it and you'll take a look at it and say, oh, is that frame straight? And
take a ruler with you to measure it to see if it's straight or measure it with your eye a bit better. Yeah,
it's because it was DCC. I just fell for the bait because I knew DCC locos are expensive, and $50 for a DCC and it looked nice. I thought that's a bargain.
Well, it is a beautiful shell.
There you go. Robert says
that's a nice shell.
New shell if you're looking to sell the body. There you go. You can sell your body, Dave.
The body isn't even that good. Well, the body's okay, but the handrails are crap. So
there you go, Robert. You've got a deal. Done.
Here's a link to James's latest update on his layout, which has come along really nice. James is a bit of a master carpenter, although that's not, I don't think that's what he did as a career, but his wood structures are really good. So I'm kind of jealous. Anyway, there's
that's very nice.
Did that link? Where did the link go? Oh, it's there. Is it?
It's there. I can see it.
It's up there.
But I can't click on it from here.
But no, that table work is really nice.
Oh, that's new. I didn't know we could do that. That's cool. Oh, I didn't realize I could highlight people's comments. Oh, now I'm going to have fun.
Of course you can.
Oh.
I used to be in things like this, and I told you we can do all sorts of things. You've got a Earl on your plate.
For learner, not loser, right?
So, who's taking bets of how long it takes Tim to get banned tonight?
He'll just mute me.
Oh, right, Tim, you keep on thinking we've got a 2 hour limit. We don't have a 2 hour limit. You've only got a 2 hour recording limit. So if we were trying to record this, it would only record the first 2 hours to the cloud. But we can stay on this for 20 hours, but we only get 20 hours a month, So.
Okay.
Well, I'm retired. I have 20 hours.
54 minutes. Yep.
This is good. Right, Robert's asking a question. Sorry, Joe's asking a question. Asking a question to Robert. Do you want me to read it out? Okay, Robert, what are you looking for? I've got 3 or 4 that I'm not doing anything with. I don't even know what you're talking about. I missed the start of that.
I think it's shells.
I wasn't looking for anything in particular. I just had a GP38 frame I'd like to upgrade. There you go.
Okay.
This is good. I like this. See, this program has actually got good functions. I just don't know what I'm doing with them yet. The only downside is we have to look at people instead of trains, and who wants that?
Could
we
you make
put recorded videos on and pick on Dave's videos? Oh, sorry, I didn't say that.
So could you make the camera like our blocks like smaller and then be able to make like the train camera bigger?
Yes, you can. We were playing with it the other day. Dave, he wants the train layout on the centre of the screen and us on chat on the side, like you and I had.
Oh my goodness! So I do a custom layout type thing.
There you
Yeah,
go.
like that.
There you go.
And what do I put in the middle?
Like
Train.
one of the train ones.
Oh, like that.
Put your mouse on it and move it across.
Yeah, I know, but it's not going because I have to make I need to create a new custom layout. Right.
Spring Cottage, my layout is in the front of my house and I'm in the middle of the house with my kitchen. So, but if you go to my channel, which is Tim's Bits and Pieces, you can see my layout. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I would post mine, but I don't really have many pictures or video, and it is like 50 feet that way and down 1 level, so I'm nowhere near it.
Yeah, but if you have a look at my channel, and Cody hasn't got a YouTube channel himself, but we're kind of twisting his arm a little bit. He might be soon, but yeah.
Yeah, I've forgotten how to do that. I'll do it later.
Drag and drop, Dave. No?
No, that's me. You don't want to see that one. Oh Jesus, no! Come back. And I'm trying the drag thing. It's not allowing me to drag this over. Oh, now it
There you
does.
There you go.
Goodness.
That's all right. Leave me in the StreamYard, Goose. Hang on, I'm thinking of the right.
Oh, sorry. There's nothing I can do about that, Tim. You
That's
are
all
a duck.
Hey, I'm Aussie. I can handle that. See?
Here, like, there we go. You happy now? Oh. Quack, quack. Quack, quack.
Yeah. See, he's the duck.
Wait, who wanted a link? Who wanted a link? Spring Cottage Model Railway says they will post your link. Who wanted a link?
Oh, maybe my channel, maybe?
No.
No, we don't want anybody seeing my Aussie stuff or my shit little layout in the meantime for me to build.
Oh, don't be so humble. Don't be.
It is. It's a shit little layout. It's round and round, 2 lots. I got.
Yeah, but it can go round and round really fast.
Yeah.
And go off the sides.
Hey, it doesn't derail every 5 seconds like somebody's.
And here we go. Here it comes. The abuse.
The green one. I like the green one.
Don't worry, Dave. I was running stuff on mine today, and it derailed every 5 seconds.
I will find a link for Tim's channel if I can remember. Tim's Bits and Pieces.
That's why it says Tim/Tim's Bits and Pieces. Some people, you know.
I before E, except after C.
Yes.
I think I got a link in chat for you.
Okay, I'll do a link to your page. Copy that.
Oh, there you go.
And paste. Oh, he beat me to it, did he? Oh, well done.
Just a question.
Yep.
When you're doing this, when you post it to YouTube, can you put in the description down the bottom links?
Yes.
Okay.
Or maybe that would be another thing when we do the next time. We could have like a link to mine, a link to whatever, and put it that way. So if people want to, they can just go, all right, we can do that. Yep.
Yeah, we can schedule it in advance, but you know what I'm like? I didn't really
Yeah.
know I was going to be able to do this until like 10 minutes before we started because
And yes, we do need
migraines, you know.
moderators. Dave doesn't know how to do it because I could have been a moderator for his chat so many times and stuff, but he doesn't know how to do that, James. So
Am I the only one on YouTube that doesn't have a channel or a stream?
no, Cody doesn't.
No, I don't.
Cody doesn't. There's a lot of people that do, but yeah.
I don't have yet. Michael,
Michael, I'm making my own cork roadbed out of cork. Wait, I'll show you. I can get 5 sheets of it for about $40.
See, that's what some people do here in Australia. We buy cork squares and lay the squares or cut the squares. It's a lot cheaper than going to shops. And that's what I talk to a lot of people about. It's a lot cheaper buying stuff at a normal hardware or $2 shop or
Yes.
anywhere than
Yeah.
buying stuff from a train shop or a hobby shop because you're paying the markup because it is train /
Yeah,
hobby related.
they
I
put
used to
that
run a
metal
model
railroad label on it, and they triple the price. Yeah.
oh yeah,
And I used to run a model boat business, and that's why people used to love coming to me because I didn't put the shop markup on it because I was buying the stuff wholesale. I passed it across, and then
Yeah.
people could buy it a proper normal cost plus a little bit for me, but otherwise, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. They the office stores sell that for pin-up boards and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we have Office Works here in Australia, and even the hardwares have it. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I got these in Lowe's, which is now called Rona, as you know, James. And it was like, I think it was $40 plus tax for 5 sheets of that.
that's not
I've
bad.
got about 2 sheets left, so I'll need to buy another pack to redo it. Unless I can reuse the stuff when I rip it up. Carefully remove it. I mean,
If I can ask you, Dave, do you cut that down the center for laying the curves and all that?
no, I don't have to because I'm tracing around the curve, and then
Are you
cutting it
tracing
in a
around
curve.
the curve? Okay.
It would be pointless. I know what you're saying because the stuff would come split
Split
down the
down the
middle, you
middle,
tear it in half, you swap it over to get the slopes, all that kind of stuff.
And that's what you pay for. You pay for all that
Yeah.
stuff, and that's why
Yeah.
it's easy to go to a hardware or a $2 shop or somewhere, buy the stuff at like I said in one of yours, at a fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
It's heaps, but people don't. They go to, and I understand they support their local train shops and hobby shops, and I'm okay with that. But sometimes some people need to think.
That's a bit personal, Spring Cottage. Oh, the cork roadbed.
It's about an inch and a half, shall we say?
Oh,
Oh,
It's not quite a quarter inch. It's about 3/8. It's perfect. It's ideal. Obviously, I've sanded down the sides, but I just use an electric sander. It doesn't take long at all, and you can save the dust and use it for little paths and stuff, as you've probably seen if you've been paying attention.
Chunky. It's thin. Dave's isn't chunky.
Oh, that's another thing too. Is there's a lot of natural materials out there that you can use for scenicking.
Yeah.
It's my wife's family is from Maine. I go to Maine a lot, and lichen grows naturally up there. Lichen is that that bush material that they package and sell, and that grows naturally up there in Maine. So I always when it's in season, I'll go up there, I'll load up on it, bring it back, and you can use it, and you get the really nice fine stuff too.
I used to do the same for my fish tanks. I used to go to places and grab the real stuff and put it in my tanks, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper, and you're not paying for it. And that's where I think a lot of people in the hobby side of it need to think outside the box. Like there was a guy I was watching yesterday, and he bought a whole lot of stuff from a shop, and it's like, go and get a piece of foam from your garage.
Hey, anybody can hear me?
And he bought a whole lot of stuff from the shop, and it's like, go and get a piece of foam from your garage. And he bought a whole lot of stuff from the shop, and it's like, go and get a piece of foam from your garage.
Okay, the sound has gone completely mental. Dave Caboose, are you like really short?
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm in the other train room where the Berkshire Railroad is.
Dave Caboose, are you like really short?
Is this how's that?
That's better. But Dave, right, Dave, I've muted you for a second because you're going to have to. I think you might be running the YouTube stream at the same time, and we're getting mega feedback from
How's
that.
this?
Right, Dave, I've muted you for a second because you're going to have to. I think you might be running the YouTube stream at the same time,
Hold
and we're
on.
getting mega feedback from that. Right, Dave, I've muted you for a second because.
Okay, I knocked off the
Yeah.
YouTube part.
That's us.
That's
That's us.
better.
Okay. We're still only seeing the. You need to point the camera down a wee bit more.
Well, forgive me. I'm in a tight corner, is what it is here. I have a train layout right here, as you can tell. This ain't the big one that you would see on my YouTube channel. It's down cellar with the 5 tracks and all the craziness. This is actually the Berkshire East, if anybody wanted to know.
Yeah, we need to take your word for that because you're going to have to put your camera down so we can see it.
Hold on here.
Well, he's got a hard hat, and so I know he works in somewhere that he needs a hard hat. I've got that much.
No, that was given to me by somebody from the railroad that retired. Unfortunately, the guy got killed in a car accident about a month later after I got the hard hat.
Bugger.
Whoops, how's this?
Bit better. Yep.
Yes, that's
That's
us.
a lot
Good,
better.
good. Right.
That'll work.
Okay, now we can put you away in the corner.
See what he does to us. See what he does. He gets us all sorted and all locked up, and then he chucks us. I don't know. If I can
Let's,
find it.
let's highlight Cody. Right, Cody, what have you got for us? What are you working on?
I was looking at a link or a store that Dundas said of a felt store that has a lot better cork, so I was kind of looking that up.
Okay, great story. Right, Jim.
That reminds me of a joke. I went to a store one time and I said, "Can I get felt here?" And the guy said, "Sure, step out back."
That's a bit like an underlay. Underlay, yippa.
Oh, come on now. No, let's not go there.
Those are fighting words, man.
Right, sorry, Dave. What were you saying about your layout?
That other guy, those are fighting words he was coming out with.
I heard that. Oh, where are you from, Matt? You've got a bit of Irish in you.
Oh, I'm actually in a little town called Pittsfield, Massachusetts, up here in the Berkshire Hills. If anybody ever heard of the A1 Berkshires that Lima made, the prototype first one, the A1 number 1 was tested through here.
Okay.
And the big buyer, other than Nickel Plate Road, was the Boston and Albany. Had a fleet of those Berkshires.
Well, Dave, I'm from Bridgewater, Mass, so I'm not too far from you.
I hear you. I'm down in the, let's just say, 30-mile drive to Albany, New York, and
Okay, yeah, you're out in the western part of the state.
yeah, other end of the Berkshire, in the Berkshires.
Yeah.
The Lima Locomotive Works is actually only a couple miles from me.
Interesting. Where the heck did the? Okay, there's Dave. He just walked off the screen. I don't have that luxury. I'm like down cellar.
It's because I've got this stupid duck in my face.
You
Oh,
moved me
well,
to the
hey,
Well, if you pay
That lines up right in front of your face too, Dave.
Whack.
now, if anybody wanted to know the story, I'm not trying to take the glory from anybody here. This railroad right here is called the Berkshire East. No relation to the Berkshire and Eastern that took over Pan Am Railways. But I do have some Pan Am and some Guilford equipment on this railroad and a little bit of Conrail too that go with it. But if I could show you guys, actually, I might get shot for this later, but this is one of the Berkshire East locomotives. I actually did the decal in myself.
Looks nice. If very small.
That's N skill, by the way.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, you know what? If I was like 30 years younger, I might have started N scale, but not now. No way.
I got into it when I was a kid, but got out of it. I went right to HO skill and been loyal to it up until before the pandemic. And this train layout was built by a friend of mine that actually right now is out of commission due to a heart attack. The guy actually has a very huge N scale layout, which would take my equipment up to his layout to run once in a while, but he's out of commission. The gentleman's name is Bill Sweet. You would actually see some of his layout, some of the videos of his layout on my YouTube channel.
Okay. Have we posted a link to your channel yet?
Well, I had.
Let me see. Cody's good at that.
I'm a beginner at this live stream stuff.
Oh no, I don't think you're able to. I think it has to be one of us that posts a link. That's the thing. But Cody managed to post a link to someone before. You done it yet, Cody, or am I going to have to do it?
I'm trying to find it.
You want to do it. It's
Just look under Caboose 1973 CH1.
Yep, I got it. Here, it's in chat now.
Thanks, Cody.
Yep, no problem.
You see, that's what a moderator does. See, Dave, if you give somebody authority as a moderator, we can do some of that for you on your behalf, Dave.
Oh, right, hold on. Oh no, all I can do at the moment, unless I go in. Wait, what's the wee star mean? Oh, someone's a star. No, I know I can make moderators in the YouTube chat, but not in the StreamYard chat for some annoying reason. Well, I probably can somewhere, but
You go into your YouTube settings.
what about the three dots? Nope. Let's go down here. Three dots down there.
Don't mind the noise in the background. I got a cat that wants to come in here, and I don't want the cats in this room with this train layout.
Dave, somebody asked for a picture.
Oh, I've got that issue too. Cats not allowed in the basement. That's for sure.
They won't go near the basement. They don't like it down there, especially the second cat named Wilbur. She's afraid of the trains down there, but she has no problem going after these N skill ones.
Oh, my cat loves to jump in the tunnels and knock things over in the staging yard and all that.
Yeah,
No, my cat's gonna stay upstairs.
I hear you there.
Dave, I'm sharing the other screen, so if you want, you can bring up a picture of my stuff.
Yeah, Max, I know all about your cats. Thank you very much. Half of them are in my basement.
I used to have cats and dogs. I'm not a big dog fan, but they're okay in my book.
Yeah, I'm not a cat person personally, but dogs, yeah, I don't mind them, but I just don't want them. Because I used to do a lot of traveling, used to do a lot of interstate truck work, and it's no use having pets if you're not home all the time. And that's unfair to the animal, I think, anyway. So, yeah.
I got a question for you, Dave.
Yeah.
So, are you going to be able to reuse the foam on your layer, or are you going to have to get more?
I'm going to get more and lay it on top. I'm going to go for a bit of a dig down to create height kind of deal.
So,
How much it rips up.
going to keep the white type foam, or are you going to go with more of the pink style? I don't remember quite the naming.
You know what? I can't afford the pink stuff.
Yeah, that is a little bit more expensive.
It's at least 3 times as expensive. I don't think James used any.
Dave, go to a shop that sells electrical appliances and ask them, can you look in the back of the store or in their waste bins and collect all the polystyrene foam and stuff and take it home. It's all free. They're chucking it out, and it's what they use to pack, when you buy a new TV, it's got all that foam and stuff around it. Use it. They'll give it to you because they want to get rid of it. Anywhere like that, pick up all that stuff. It's better than not being rude to the shops, like I said earlier. Nothing against the shop. But if you can get stuff like that second-hand or free from somewhere, use it. They're chucking it out.
Yeah, a lot of construction sites, they get You know, they
Yep.
can't use half panels or, you know, quarter panels of that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we're using a lot of that here in Australia for underneath, for instead of laying cement, they're using it underneath the buildings of houses
Yeah.
for insulation and stuff. And you see truckloads of it, and then it's in the little wire mesh things at the front of the building site, and it's all in rubbish because they don't want it because they've used it. Go and get it. Help yourself. Go to a new building site, a new area where they're building new houses. There's a hell of a lot of stuff in those rubbish bins that they're chucking out. There's timber, there's poly pipe, there's tubing, PVC tubing, there's foam, there's electrical cables, everything. Help yourself because that's only going in the bin and it's free to anyone that wants it. Sometimes I've just gone and asked them and said, hey, listen, guys, all this stuff here, can I have some of it? Yeah, sure, mate, help yourself. That's we've got to get rid of. Go for it.
Yeah, free is good. Free is good.
Yep, that's what I do, and that's some of the stuff I've done here at my house, like the PVC piping and stuff. I use it for my own house because they don't, oh, well, it's only 3 foot long. They can't use it, which I think they should.
Yeah.
But I use it here for drains for my garage and all sorts of stuff. So use it, use drains. Save money that way, Dave.
Yeah.
That was just for you there, Tim, because I know you love the diesels. That's the one that had the. That's the one that had the super gearing.
That horrible super gearing.
Oh, yeah. Well, you learnt that, didn't you? I've had a couple of model trains with those, and I ripped them out years ago.
All right, Michael's saying, what's the advantage of laying foam over plywood instead of track and cork on plywood?
Personal preference.
There's a couple of reasons I would say. I wanted to be able to dig down into the foam for little streams and, you know, just bits of relief. But the thing is, when you add the cork roadbed and then the ballast, it takes away any noise cancellation anyway. So I wouldn't rely on the foam as a sound deadener.
I debate that, but yeah.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, but really, in all honesty, yeah, I know I'm the Aussie shitster and all that, but there was somebody a while ago did a thing on laying foam and or laying polystyrene or any of that sort of stuff and laying cork. And they showed you, he had a decibel counter, and he showed you how much of a difference laying cork or foam, it makes that much difference. Sweet. Oh.
Yeah, look, the only reason I'm wanting to lay the cork again is I just think it's nice. I think it raises the rail up. It makes it a bit more realistic when you ballast on. I'm not using it for sound deadening or anything like that. Oh, quick question from Spring Cottage Models asking if I will do 2 layers of foam. Yeah, I'm pretty much going to be going for another. What is that I've got? 1.5 inches. So another 1.5 inches of foam on top, so I can basically dig down 3 inches to create rivers and ditches and stuff.
Well, Dave, instead of going up on top, just like somebody else's comment, cut that little section out of ply or whatever, and just there you go. There's your river. There's your creek.
Yeah, I could do that as well, but I'll probably get struts underneath it. That's the problem.
Yeah, that would be partial problem with that.
Yeah, I might have to, you know, change the legs underneath the wood if I'm digging down, you know, but we'll see.
Well, I've done that in a few areas. Just cut it out.
Cut a manhole. You know, like when you cut a manhole, just draw a square, cut it out, and then do it in between the legs. And that will then give you your creek, whatever, and your bridge goes across the top.
Okay, Dave had an idea.
If you hear this train running, the track is actually laid on that's exact stuff you're talking about. Just listen. Notice how nice and quiet it's running.
And that's just straight onto the foam?
Yeah.
Right.
And those superliners on this train, by the way, are lit.
Lit as in cool or lit as in, you know, got lighting?
Lights inside.
Totally lit, bro.
Everything, Dave, put a light in this, put a light in that, put a light in this, put a light in that. You know that thing you want to do, Dave? Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud?
What are you saying this time?
Sometimes I think, sometimes, geez, that's a grainy picture of me. Sometimes I think it's just nice to leave the things as they are. So, yeah. That's just my personal preference, but yeah.
2 layers means you can go deeper. That's what she said.
Oh! Ka-ching.
2 thumbs up on that there, Dave.
Yeah, well,
dear.
see, to me, that means you've got to build your whole layout up. Whereas if you just lay it one layer or whatever, then you dig down and you cut that section out, you're not having to build everything up. Does that not make sense? To me, it does.
Yeah, I've got a small area of my layout where I've lowered a little bit, and I put some bridges across, a couple of drawbridges. And I got some of those old AHM rolling bridge kits, and they're actually operational. I put some those tortoise switch machines on them, and the tortoise switch machines raise and lower the bridges. And maybe sometime if we do another stream and I'm invited back, I might be able to show you a little bit of that. Maybe have that in my background behind me instead. That kind of thing. My big thing in the hobby is electronics. I make my own decoders. I build my own decoders.
Wow.
If I can show you a circuit board here. This here is a circuit board that I've made myself. And this is actually a signal mask decoder. This uses an Arduino Pro Mini right here.
I'm just going to say there's no way you're fitting that in a local.
No, absolutely not. I won't bore you with the details or anything on it.
Oh, no.
These Pro Minis, they can be bought for as little as $2-3 a piece.
Okay.
You can download software onto them to make them work like decoders.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What this does is this is a signal mask decoder, and here's one of my signals here. This is a signal that I bought online, eBay, and I made a little circuit board for it. It's got a little plug there, and there's you make up cables and stuff, and run them from the board to the signal and stuff. And this little bit up here, what this does is this takes the DCC signal from the layout. You have the black and red right here. All right, that's my 14 volts AC from the layout. Now, of course, if I put the 14 volts AC into this chip, it's going to go poof and let out all the magic smoke.
Yeah.
So I have a 5-volt bus right here, this green and white, 5 volts DC. And what this little circuit up here does up the top, this takes the DCC signal from the 14 volts, puts it onto the 5-volt line. Then it can be fed into the chip. The chip is programmed to read that digital code, and it translates it into a signal aspect and just changes the signals and that kind of thing. And again, I won't bore you with writing the code in C++ and all that stuff. But
wow. So do you run that through the PC then?
Oh, absolutely. I use
Right.
JMRI. JMRI does all my signal logic for that. Again, I don't want to take over the stream and bore you with a 2-hour explanation of how this works, but that's the project that I'm working on right now. I'm doing a massive wiring project on the layout and installing all these DCC signals in them.
Excellent. So I had an idea, right? For how sometimes you see.
Quick one.
Hold on, Tim needs to talk.
This is what I'm using for my underlay, which is foam underlay, and I just bought 30 meters of it for $15 on eBay. Right?
Oh, really?
And that's
Okay.
just with the can there. And it's that thick. I don't know whether you can see it or not. See, that
Tim,
thick,
Yeah, I see that.
right? And it's a grey colour. And
Yeah.
I'm going to use that for I'm going to put that on top of my ply, and then
Yeah.
I'm just going to lay my track straight on top of that.
Awesome.
And that's what a guy here in Australia has done in Canberra.
Tim,
And he does
Tim,
a
are you sure you didn't steal that from the prison when you left? That looks like prison blanket.
I was thinking the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he did steal it from the prison.
That's one bag of 4. And I got 4 bags like that. And it's all off eBay. So,
Yep.
That's good. Yeah, good bargain. Yeah.
Yeah, can I get a second in here?
Yep.
Okay, to anybody who wants to know, I actually have a TV show on Pittsfield Community Television, and you can see it on the internet at pittsfieldtv.org. It's called Day in the Life of the Northern Berkshire Railroad.
Okay.
And there's another show called Know Your Berkshires, which I was featured on. And if anybody that lives in the U.S. that remember the TV show Real People, when they traveled cross country by rail, on this TV show called Know Your Berkshires, I actually had put a very old video shot with an 8mm film camera. You had to send the cartridge to get it developed. So if anybody wants to see a real nice piece of history, and there's scenes of Steamtown when it was in up at Riverside, Vermont, the Trolley Museum at Warehouse Point, Connecticut, State Line Tunnel over in Canaan, New York, back when they had 2 tracks, not one, with 2 trains, one coming out, one going in. And a shot at the Pittsfield Yard before Guilford took over. Back when it was the true Boston and Maine.
Well, I modeled the Boston and Maine. I don't actually model the Boston and Maine. My layout is more like a big train set with a Boston and Maine theme. I'm not into, the rivet counting or anything like that. I like to, to run the trains, and I try to keep to, that, specific kind of area of railroad, Boston and Maine, Maine Central, Bangor and Aroostook. The railroads of the area are on my layout. I'm not a big operations guy. That's, some guys like, card systems and all that. That's not really my thing. I mean, I might like to switch a few boss cars around in some industries or something from time to time. But in general, I just like watching the trains run. I like sitting back and just, letting them run and just watching them. That kind of thing.
About the same here, but what happens is I run a railroad club here in Pittsfield, Mass. called the Northern Berkshire Line Railroad Club, and there's only 3 active members. Used to be 8, but when the pandemic came around the corner, we wound up disbanding the club, and myself and the vice president, 1 active member, but he's not too good coming up and downstairs because he's got a heart condition. But he tries to come over and visit once in a while to run his trains. And, it ain't like it used to be. I hate to say it. But we, myself and the vice president, we actually run our trains on the big layout in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the railroads which I model happens to be I model several dead railroads: Boston and Maine, Delaware and Hudson, Conrail, Penn Central, a little bit of Pennsylvania, New York Central mixed in, Southern Pacific with Rio Grande, Cotton Belt. I know that Dave Scott there is a big fan of the SP with that 1 locomotive he's got on his roster there. And then I got Amtrak equipment, no Via Rail, but I've almost came close getting the right on some Via Rail equipment. And you keep flashing them on the screen, Dave. I'm coming to get them. If I have to cross into Canada illegally. But, that's how our railroad works. The vice president and best friend actually owns the house the apartment house where I live at.
Here we go, yeah.
Oh, that is the same exact locomotive down cellar. I got to dig that thing out and run it. But he
need to add a check to that one. I like this one as well.
That is one heck of a sweet looking SD45.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Sorry, I cut you off there. What were you saying?
To give you a general idea, one of the railroads that the vice president models is the Guilford Rail Industries, and he's got the high nose SD45s, like the Norfolk Southern used to have.
You did, sorry. Hey, good night, James.
Don't mind that. That's one of the scanners there. Tuned to the railroad and stuff. I got the police going in the background, just listening to the Sunday night crazies going at it in town here.
Just so you know when they're coming for you.
Oh no, they're not coming for me.
Yeah, that you know
Thank
of.
God for that.
They're not going to announce it, you know.
Oh, I hear you there. But I've had a couple of the Pittsfield cops actually came over with their kids to see the train layout during Christmas. Even had 2 former chief of polices that actually came to see the layout too, and 2 former mayors.
Wow, and they still didn't find the drugs.
No, what drugs? Oh, we gotta correct ourselves, because if we don't, what the hell's is gonna probably come in and say it's rugs, not drugs. Rugs. Get it?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
To be honest, buying trains is a worse drug than heroin. Let's face it.
Well, I'll tell you this much: you can't kill yourself with the trains, unlike the rugs. If you get my point.
Well, they did legalize marijuana in Massachusetts.
Yeah, they did, but I wouldn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole if you paid me. I tried the candy marijuana, didn't faze me, and I wanted nothing more to do with it.
Yeah. No.
Well, unfortunately, weed is completely legal here. There's actually more weed stores now than there is Tim Hortons. It's just nonsense. Every corner there's a weed store, and it stinks.
Yeah.
It just became legal here too.
Sorry, I forgot. What state are you in, Cody?
Ohio.
Oh, you're not far from me. I've said that before. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a day trip.
About 300 kilometers, I think I figured.
Yeah.
Although shipping is expensive.
What, for weed or for trains?
For trains.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because it's like 3 times as much to send it to Canada than it is to get it halfway across the country.
I know. It's people that offered to send me stuff. There was this guy in New Mexico. I really should remember his name. Anyway, he's sending me stuff from New Mexico, some FlexiTrack. I offered to pay for the shipping, and he said no. He insisted. I was like, oh my God. You imagine how much it's going to cost? He's sending me like 13 strips of FlexiTrack plus some bends. That's going to be a big box.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. No, I'll keep pushing him because I need to pay him for the postage at least, because he's giving me it for free, for goodness sake. That's too generous.
Yeah.
As much as I like getting free stuff, I don't like taking advantage of people.
Yeah, the last time I looked into shipping to Canada, it was like $50 for a medium-sized box.
It's the same coming from Canada out. That's just the way it is. Just the way it is. I have to get used to it. Right, Tim, are you okay, Tim? You've not said anything in ages. You all right? Right, Tim, take over. I'm going to get a drink. I'm going to get a wee drink.
Coffee in my microwave, so yes. I can't get over how out of focus this camera is like this. I need to do something with it again. It's all right in small screen, but when you put it up like that, it's just grainy as hell. I'll fix it.
It's because it's not your fault. It's because it's the free version. Everyone's quality is a bit poor. Although Cody's camera is pretty good. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is, Tim? It's because Cody's younger than us, so he doesn't have the wrinkles that we do.
I thought it might be because I'm down under. It takes a while for the cable to get through to me.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, convict internet can't be that good either, can it?
Hey, here's one for you. They just put fibre cable around Australia, cost them God knows how many $1 million.
Yeah.
And it's still slower than dial-up.
Oh, come on, that's ridiculous.
I know, that's the Australian government for it. Oh, the new fibre technology, we're going to put it to everywhere. But they put throttlers on it. So no matter what you do, we can't get more than like 200 meg. 250 or something meg is the top echelon of our speed. They're throttling us, which is beyond a joke. And it's supposed to be the U-Butte bestest thing ever for Australia. And that's what we've got to put up. So, yeah.
I'm going to do a quick speed test by Ookla. I'll let you know while I'm running this stream what I'm actually getting download and upload speed.
I can do that. I can do that. Hang on.
I think I get usually about 150, 200 download.
Okay, I am currently getting, if it finishes computing... Oh, this is going to annoy the hell out of you, this. So, 864 download.
Wow.
Oh,
That's not bad.
Just calculating the upload. The upload is sometimes even faster, which is good if you're doing a stream because you need it to bounce quite quickly.
I see you're going to hate me. Wow.
Oh my god, 932 upload.
Aussie
That's insane.
broadband line width, 48 megabytes download, and 18 megabytes upload. That's what I'm on here.
And I'm on nearly a gig. Upload. Wow.
See, this
That's
Australia's fibre network, the bestest. Bullshit.
Right, talk amongst yourself. I'm getting a coffee.
Hey, Dave, before you go get yourself a coffee,
Coffee.
Coffee.
well, I have no way of getting you coffee up to Canada. It'd be awfully hard. I was going to say was whenever you do come down to Pittsfield, Mass, that offer still stands on them. If you need any buildings, put a list together. I got extra underneath the train table and in pit too.
Okay.
Try to help you out as much as possible. Go get
Thank you
your
very
coffee.
much.
Don't fall
It's just,
asleep.
I know it's coffee doesn't keep me awake anyway. If anything, coffee puts me to sleep. I kind of work in the reverse world here. I stay up all night, drink coffee to put me to sleep. I don't know. It's all backwards. Anyway, back shortly. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, the guy up above my head there. I think your name is Corey. Is it or Corky?
Corky, Cody, whatever you prefer.
Okay, well, I don't want to say the wrong name here.
Yeah.
Which part of Ohio are you from?
I am northwest, which would be I'm in Lima.
Okay, before the pandemic, I was actually going out to Ohio on vacation to do a lot of train watching in Madison Township, Genesee, and Cleveland. And if you check out my YouTube channel, you'll see a lot of the Madison Township footage that I shot, the several times I've been out there, including a nighttime train watching stint in downtown Cleveland. That place is a madhouse.
Yes, it is.
Don't mind that noise. That was my other phone beeping. Just telling me I had updates. But I'll give you guys a general idea. I'm 2 blocks away from the CSX Berkshire sub.
Okay.
That's the CSX main line that goes right into Boston. They only get freight service as far as Framingham because they used a train yard called Beacon Park Yard in Boston. CSX gave back the property to the city of Boston and I guess the college down there, and they tore out the yard tracks.
Okay.
My father and great uncle worked for the railroad. My dad was one of the people was on the last train over the Poughkeepsie Railroad Bridge on May 8th, the day of the big fire. If anybody remembers that fire. Down in Poughkeepsie, New York. Penn Central wanted to unload the Maybrook line. They got a good reason to.
So what year would that fire been?
The famous Poughkeepsie Railroad Bridge fire was in Poughkeepsie, New York.
Okay.
The bridge is still being used today, but as a hiking and biking trail, and a really good one, by the way. You can watch trains off of it. Either the CSX River sub or the Hudson sub, which is ran by CSX Metro North Amtrak.
Okay. But, yeah, I will look into that then.
And there's a website called The Walkway Over to Hudson, and they do show pictures of that fire. And it was arson. It was caused by one of the big shots from Penn Central. And what the guy did was he took lit fuses, the railroad version, to a highway flare, lit them, threw them out the back door of the caboose, right onto the bridge deck. And from the middle part of the Hudson River right into Poughkeepsie was on fire.
Yeah, that sucks that stuff like that has to happen.
It's crazy, how some railroads, they want to keep stuff and others, they just want to unload everything.
Yes.
Now, Tim, are you from down under? Am I correct?
Yeah, Aussie. Yep. I'm in Melbourne, which is in Victoria. southern states.
I hear it's a very nice area down there, except for the snakes and spiders and stuff.
Oh, see, I'm in suburbia. I'm 15 minutes away from Melbourne CBD, so I'm technically in suburbia. So yeah, we don't have snakes here unless it's really, really hot in Melbourne. But snakes and stuff are usually country areas or outback. We do have redback spiders here in Melbourne. You do have to be aware of it, but you don't see or hear many of them as such. A lot of that is hype of the media and all that sort of stuff, and crocodiles and kangaroos. Yes, we do have kangaroos in the country and stuff like that. Crocodiles, and predominantly up north in Queensland and in Western Australia, South Australia, places like that.
Tim, have you got that? The really dangerous snake, what's it called? The trouser snake. Have you got that one?
Yeah, I've got one here, Dave. Yeah.
The lesser spotted trouser snake.
Yep. That's in my house. It's not far from me now, Dave. Yeah. Correct.
Hey, Dave, what are you going to do?
Sorry.
Pardon me, Tim. I'm sorry if I interrupted you. My audio was a little bit goofy on the computer. Dave, what are you going to do with the 2 busted locomotives that you broke?
What?
He's going to learn from his experiences and learn not to demolish things and take.
Wait a minute. I only broke one.
Two.
Then you got to change the title on the other video you posted. I watched it this morning.
The one this morning, you broke it.
Which one?
The other
The one with the CPE unit.
The one that tried to remote, I think is what he's referring to.
Okay, let me explain.
Call that video. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's running scared, man. Call the cops.
He's running. No, he's fixing the train. I think that's his excuse. I don't want to talk about it. Walks away.
Okay, this is the one I broke.
No, the
Yes?
other one.
No, the other one, the passenger locomotive that had the half red, half black roof on it.
Yeah, the Dave's video, Dave. The B class.
He's lost.
He's
lost. I swear to God.
I used to tell it to Melbourne and Brisbane for work all the time. Love the country people. Yeah, Steve, we are good people. When you don't piss us off on a Monday. See, Dave's looking lost. He doesn't know what we're talking about. The new video you posted.
Actually, the one you got running in the video right now.
So you're talking about... Hold on. How do I do this? Oh, it's gone a bit
Yes,
skewy.
it's following the Union Pacific now, that you changed the motoring. Yes, that one.
I can't figure out how to get it.
CP Rail E7 that you tried to do a transplant motor in.
Yeah.
Yes. What's wrong with that?
Track now.
Well, you had. I can't fix it in the title.
No, I didn't. That was the first one. That was this one.
You sure?
That was the can't fix it. The other one
What's the first
was part 2 of how to destroy a Proto 2000. So it was part 2 of this, where I took the motor out of and wrecked the motor because I had planned to put the motor into the E7. Nothing wrong with the E7. So get it up, you bunch of.
Well, actually, I have an E8 and an E7 made by Model Power. They run very beautiful. You just gotta make sure that the screws are not too tight around that shaft going into that flywheel. If it's too tight, you're gonna have a lot of noise. It drove me nuts even at times.
Oh, okay, right. I'll have a look at that because I really like that local, but it's so loud. Especially now that I'm all posh and I've got all these fancy trains that are silent.
Hey, the older trains were better made than these newer ones.
Yes, I'll agree. Yes.
I would also agree with that.
Yes.
To a certain extent, not the Tycos.
I have a few of the modern pieces on the layout down cellar. Even have the Penn Central Heritage in it. And don't get me wrong, I like the sound and the bells and whistles, but something goes wrong, you're literally up the creek.
I have a question, please.
Yeah.
I've been looking on eBay. This is everyone can help me with this. I've been looking on eBay and I can get 24 36-inch metal wheels Should I go for 36 or 33, or does it depend on the carriage that I want to put it on? How do I tell?
In general, the 33-inch wheels are used for freight equipment, and the 36-inch wheels are used for passenger equipment. That's a general rule. I mean, of course, it varies from car to car and railroad to railroad and that kind of thing.
All right, because I was going to get my vernier caliper out and measure some wheels, but that makes it easier. So freight stuff's 36, 33 is passenger. Okay, that helps. Yep.
Well, yeah, I don't want to convolute the issue, but a lot of models, like the IHC passenger cars, the 36-inch wheels won't fit in them because the brakes get in the way. So you got to use the 33-inch freight wheels in the IHC passenger cars because of the way the trucks are made.
And how much
IHC, International Hobby Corporation, their passenger equipment. Their passenger trucks are made, they're models. They're not, really scale trucks.
I don't know a lot of that sort of stuff, and I don't know all the D&Ds and this and all that sort of stuff. I just know if that looks like nice, I like that. If that looks nice, I like that. But I don't know all the different things. But I do know a shade, and I do know a diesel from a steamer, and all that sort of stuff. But yeah.
Tim, how did you manage to say diesel without, throwing up?
Hey, I have some diesels here. Get stuff, Dave. Your passion.
He was showing me quite a few diesels the other day.
Oh, yeah, see, I do have some diesels, or diesels.
Diesels?
I'm going to do some soldering. I'm going to solder this wire to this wire.
Sod off, mate. Sod off and solder your joints, mate.
Solder. Solder. I love giving you.
This is a global community. We all have different ways of saying things, don't we, Timothy?
I love giving that shit on that one. And don't take any offense, any of you Americans. Us Aussies call you Yanks, and it's just a term of endearment. And we just have to
term of endearment. That's okay, Tim. We just call you guys convicts. So,
yeah.
Cool.
Hey, get stuff. My parents, I'm half Irish and half Scottish, so I'm not even that side of it.
So somebody just make a comment on vaping poison here. I see down here, Russ Rock and OR. Hey, well, here you go, Russ.
Smell
right?
that.
Hey, it got me on cigarettes. I used to be a pack-a-day smoker.
Yeah, I was a 2-pack-a-day smoker, and I tell you what, there's a lot more poison in cigarettes and tobacco than there is in vaping. Because we've still got the nicotine, but we don't have the carcinogenics that you get in tobacco. So
it's not just the tobacco, or it's the paper that it's rolled in and all that as well.
Yeah,
I mean, God knows that they put in chemicals for the paper and the rest of that.
I mean, it's still going to kill us. It's just going to take a bit longer than tobacco. That's all.
I'm 58 years old, so I'm just like, if I get another 20 years, I'll be happy.
Well, we're all dying. It's just a matter of what gets to us first.
Yeah.
So, we're all dead. It's just a matter of when.
Oh well, this turned cheery. Gee.
Please don't put me back on a big screen like that, Dave. I don't like that. That looks like...
I think Cody needs some prime time. No. Okay, back to Dave then. At least Dave's got a layout behind him that we can show us.
Hey, you guys want to see something really cool? I know you guys seen the HO scale version to the doodle bugs there. Do you believe that?
That's tiny.
DCC on top of it.
Oh wow!
Is that
I couldn't put that on the track.
No, I couldn't even do that.
I'd be like, oh my God, I need to get out my reading glasses. Look at it.
Layer upon layer upon layer.
I have one of them in HO scale, but it's in Santa Fe. And Dave, you got to get one of them for your layout.
Yes, I've been looking at them, but they're still kind of pricey up here. I'll see if I can get one at a train show that's not too ridiculous.
Oh, Dave, if I might mention, you were doing a rubber band drive locomotive recently, the F unit.
Yep.
With the rubber band drive. Athearn made an RDC, rail diesel car, and rubber band drive. They're still around out there, and they're a lot of fun. I've had a few of them over the years, and they work really well. They race around the layout, and they're meant to be, run by themselves or a 1 and 2 consist. So you don't need to pull any cars with them or anything like that. So you don't have to worry about traction and all that.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Those Athearn RDCs are a lot of fun. Those rubber band drive ones. I like those a lot.
And Dave, to my question to you, when I sent you that message, I actually have a few extra trucks for those rubber band drive Athearn locomotives if you ever need them.
Thank you, but you know what? I'm sure I'll be able to find, or Max, it's Max's train anyway, but I'm sure he can find them at the next train show. I was just doing that whole set of his trains as a bit of a learning experience, and I managed not to break them.
Those locomotives are a pain to work on. I got a couple locomotives of F unit and Canadian National. I actually modeled, one of the Canadian National railroads, which used to run down here in Massachusetts, the Central Vermont, and in the Grand Trunk Western, but it only got one of their engines. But the big thing was the Central Vermont.
Okay. I just got that name. None of your business. Take me a minute.
Yeah, we call them rail cars here in Australia, or even the trucks, rail trucks, because they, like Dave was saying the other day on his video, and I don't know where he got it from in his head, that the excavator tracks get lowered down. No, the side motors of the wheels go down and push the tracks up, Dave. But you did correct yourself later on in the video. I give you that much. But
Sorry, Tim, were you talking?
I'm going now. Bye.
Right. I've got, you know how I said I wasn't going to work in other people's locos anymore?
How many have you got now? From who?
Well, even though I broke the last one that I worked on, someone did drop something off, and let me show you what I'm working on this week. And I think it's really nice.
Oh, steamer! Yay!
Yes.
Oh, I like that one.
Sweet.
And it's got
Isn't that nice? It's got the tender as well, but that's a really nice looking loco. The light's not great here for it, but...
Dave, can I give you a little comment? One thing I learned with steam trains, try not to work on them upside down because all the linkages come out. If you're going to work on a steam train, work on it, turn it upside down, unscrew the screws, and then turn it back with the wheels back, and then lift the body off it, because it's easier than trying to put all the linkages and everything back together.
Okay,
Even
all right,
unloaded
thanks.
people will tell you that.
Thanks, Tim. Okay.
But that's a nice logo. I like that.
Yeah, it's nice, yeah, I like it.
Does it have a tender behind it, or just
Yeah.
like a...
Yeah, it's not a powered one, but it does have pickups. It's quite heavy. Oh,
Okay.
let me bring you up on the big screen. Yeah, it's a nice little thing.
Oh, cool. Oh, Union Pacific. Okay, yeah. Oh, no, Canadian. Okay.
So, looking forward to get that one running. I'm going to be very careful with it, obviously. To be fair, I'm always more careful with other people's stuff than I am my own, because, if I break my own, it doesn't matter, right?
And no big fingers prodding at the handrails and things like that. But we don't know that Dave does things like that, do we, everybody?
I do try to be as careful as possible. Come on, these things weren't exactly free,
And when you're soldering, you do the handrails with the solder. And it's just, oh, well, it's okay. I'll just put another one on. Take the bloody motor out, solder it first, then put
Oh, you're talking about those pesky plastic handrails? Yeah, that was a mistake.
Hey,
You learn-
You've learned from it, haven't you, Dave? You solder the wires first, then put the motor in, correct?
Sure. To be fair, the handrails in this were broken anyway. They're big, thick plastic things. I didn't really like them, so You know what? I keep saying I'm going to make handrails, and I probably never will. I'm lazy. I've just got too much to do. This is a great wee loco. This is the first one I added that cheap Chinese motor to. It runs great. Hey, what's
You
called
guys
here?
ever think of buying those scale train C39-8s? I actually have one, but an N scale, and best running locomotive I ever owned.
Okay.
And when I say best running, I ain't kidding.
Sorry, I can't even speak. I'm amazed at the detail you can get in the N scale stuff.
I got a really good treat for you guys. You know, Kato made steam locomotives. Okay, I have in front of me here a Japanese. I guess it's a Northern. I'm not even sure of it. Damn thing likes to bounce off the tracks, literally. Freight train coming now. If you can hear the radio, the train's coming over to Richmond Flats, west of Pittsfield. You guys hear that?
Is that a real voice? It kind of sounds like a
That was
an
a
upload.
oxen dragger detector at a place called 155.5 West Pittsfield, or better known as the Richmond Flats.
But is that an automated message?
Yes,
As opposed
it's
to-
telling the train that there's no defects.
Right, so it's not a person sitting in a little room talking through a microphone.
No.
Right, okay.
So, hey, a first for your channel. Everybody got to hear an actual live broadcast of a defect detector on the CSX Berkshire sub.
Groundbreaking. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Technology, gotta love it.
I think I've seen at one of the train shows that they were actually starting to come up with that for like HO scale.
Yeah, it only cost a few
Yeah,
hundred.
I've seen that. Yeah, the train shows they have all those little IR detectors as the train goes by. It triggers a sound file or something like that.
Yep.
Hotbox detector, yes, hotbox detector. Yeah.
Well, they're all going that way, aren't they? Especially with all this DCC stuff. They're all going electronic this and electronic that and everything. It seems to be the way everything's going nowadays. And that to me is a little bit off-putting because I don't want to run everything electronic. I like the DC side of it because I like old school stuff. But each to their own and go for it. But yeah.
Let's all stare at Tim and frown.
No, he's right.
Shame, 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 shame.
No, in his defense, sound can be overrated. I mean, I've got a half a dozen locomotives with sound on my layout, and when I switch the layout on, I hear all the rumbling and the startup noises and all that. It can get irritating, especially it's just like turn it off. That's usually what I do.
And everybody's running videos nowadays, and all they do is, look at this sound. Oh, sorry, but Dave. Oh, look, this button does this sound. This button does this sound. This button. I take the hearing aids out. Look, I take these out and say, you all.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's not all about sound for me. I like all the functionality you get with the DCC. It's not just the sound. And I do turn the sound either all the way down to run the trains or turn it off. I like the flashing lights and I like the multi-direction thing and every other feature you can get with DCC. It's not all about sound for me.
I would agree. I used to years do DCC and sound, and I don't really plan on doing anymore.
Mm.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe ring the bell as it's taken off, honk the horn a couple of times, hear the engine rev up, and it's like, okay, I'm done. Mute.
Right.
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah.
But some people are ding, ding, ding all the time and the engine noise and stuff like that's okay for you. You enjoy it, but don't put it out there that everybody has to listen to it throughout the whole video. And I think that's, I don't know, maybe that's just my perception of it and stuff, but it doesn't do a lot for me. And I take the hearing aids out or I turn the volume off and then I've got to wait for somebody in that video to do something different or change the scene or something to then know that they're doing it because And I don't know how other people do stuff with hearing aids like me. It's like, well, I don't want to hear everything. I'm there to see what you've done with the train. So, yeah.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I don't. I like watching other people's trains go round, but if it's the same constant hum, it no longer sounds like a train anymore. It's just a whine. You know, that's kind of why I put music over mine instead of the noises. You know.
Yeah.
Especially the steam chuff. When you start the steam chuff on a locomotive, it sounds good. But when you start getting up to speed, I mean, it sounds so repetitive and so,
and it doesn't sound right.
I'm looking for, homogenous.
Yep.
It just gets to be irritating.
Like with my model boats, I used to have sound generators in them, and sometimes they would sound like, if you got the right speaker and if you got the right amount of space in the model to let it resonate correctly. But some of these trains, it's a plastic shell, it's about a foot long, and there's no resonation, it's all tinny or it's all plastic, and it just doesn't sound right. So, yeah.
I will say, Dave, you've got some good choice of music videos.
It's all the free stuff off of the audio library.
Yeah.
Well, otherwise I would get copyright and all that. But no, it's a decent selection, I think.
I know, having to see the comments and people think the music is boring and garbage. It's not my cup of tea.
Right, Colin. Sorry, Dave, but Colin's leaving. I didn't even know Colin was in. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Good night,
sorry
Colin.
about that.
Have a nice night.
Have a good night.
Anyway, back to Dave.
But, I got to say, you do really have a good taste of music. And
Thank you. I try. It's kind of vanilla, but,
I think the best one was that Glenn Miller orchestra piece of the past train the other day.
That was perfect for that train, wasn't it? That was great.
Oh, yes.
There you go. We've just passed the 2 hours. 2 hours and 1 minute and 40 days.
Okay, night, Tim.
Hey, it's 3 p.m. on Monday afternoon. You should be going to bed. I'm in the afternoon. In your future. Remember, everybody.
Yes.
Your future.
You give me the lottery numbers. I want you to go online and find the lottery numbers for me, please.
It's delayed for us. We only have lottery here in Australia, and it's called Tax Lotto. And it's on a Wednesday night. Somewhere like that. The only people that are in front of us are people in New Zealand. They're the only ones in front of us in Australia, according to the time zones. It's New Zealand people, then us, then the rest of you guys.
Hey, the Super Bowl's on right now, isn't it, Joe?
Who wins the Super Bowl? Don't know. Don't watch it. I'm Aussie. Don't know.
I used to watch it, but I think it's on tonight. Like, right now.
Is it? Oh, okay. See, I'm not into a lot of sport and stuff like that. Like, I've watched WWE, which I think is pretty cool. But I know it's acting, but yeah. I went and saw that when it was at Festival Hall here in Australia, in Melbourne, in 1979. And I was like 11 years old. So, yeah.
Well, down there in Australia, you have a different type of football, right?
Yeah.
Down there is soccer for you, right?
They call it Australian rules, and I call it aerial ping pong. And I have a shit to do with them, and I say, oh, kick it to me, I'm in my little shorts, kick it to me, oh, kick it to me.
God, Monty Python was funny.
But see, there's two lots of that here. We have Australian rules, which is what they call football, and then in New South Wales, which is north of us, they have what's called rugby, which is a scrum and all that sort of stuff, which is taken from New Zealand football, brought across to Australia years ago. So yes, but Australian rules football is roughing here in Australia. I don't follow it whatsoever because it doesn't interest me. I shit to everyone and say, oh, kick it to me, kick it to me. Little boys in tight shorts, kick it to me.
You know the weird thing about all these football games you're talking about?
Night, Dave.
No one ever uses their foot.
Yeah.
It should be called handball, but that doesn't sound as macho as football, right?
Something like
The
proper
one,
football, I was taught proper football is soccer. That's
Yeah,
proper. And
but then
that's
we call in the UK football is football. Soccer is football in the UK.
yes.
We've got football,
Yes.
which you use your feet, and you've got rugby, which you use your head. Apparently,
I like watching proper football, as in soccer. I love it. But we don't see much of that here in Australia because Australian rules is the main football, and we've got to put up with it. But I don't.
plus your soccer teams are crap in Australia, aren't they?
Oh no, the girls team's getting pretty good, and some of the others are getting quite good. But I can take a stab in my neck every time you like, Dave. I've got that metal shoulder piece on, you know. NASCAR, yeah, I like a bit of NASCAR, yeah. See, I like speedway and all that, as Cody knows. So, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I used to watch here when I used to be in the Navy years ago. I used to go and watch truck racing, which was good shit. Guys in prime movers driving their trucks around the race course. I thought that was it in a bit.
Good night, David.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I think that's time up. I think that's
Good
long
night,
enough.
the other
That's 2 hours.
been out
And everyone's running out of abuse for each other, so we need to save up the insults for the next one, right?
10:30 your time, Dave. You'd be time to go and tuck yourself in, wouldn't it?
11:06 it is here. Oh no, I need to go and get back to work and make some videos. I need to work on that steam engine. Hopefully I won't break it. And I need to fit a decoder. And oh yeah, I've got a whole layout to rebuild, so I better get on with that.
Dave, here's a question for you. And
Yeah.
other people might like to know this also. When you're doing your videos, do you predominantly do them at night time, or do you make them during the day, or do you just make them whenever?
Yeah.
One word answer. Predominantly.
Nah. It's basically whenever I'm awake. I
Whenever
don't
you-
have a set time at the moment. At the moment, it's mostly evenings because that's, for some reason, that's when I'm awake.
Okay.
Which is fine. We're kind of using the bed in shifts. Which, you know, I'll go to bed at 6 when my wife's getting up. And she'll be like, night night, and I'll be, good morning.
Well, that does wonders for the relationship, doesn't it?
Hey, we've got 2 kids. Come on. That's plenty.
Oh, right. So 2 kids, that's enough. We don't touch each other since. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Just in case, you know.
I couldn't do that.
I'm just so fertile, you know.
I couldn't do that. If I had a partner, I'd want to be with them all the time and, yeah, real stuff, not just 2 ships passing in the night. But everybody has their own. That's why I'm single for so many years. I just can't find someone to say, yeah, stupid enough.
Shit, where did I put that tiny violin?
See, you just leave that comment alone. See? That's all right. See, that metal shoulder piece, you know, it's working wonderfully. We're retired. I'm retired because I'm Department of Defence and I was injured when I was in the Navy. So, yes, I'm retired. Yes. But I'm on a Department of Defence injury pension. Yes.
Yeah, I'm also retired. I'm retired from the Mass Bay Transportation Authority. I drove a bus for them in the city of Boston. Did that for 24 years. Retired, got my pension. So now I have all this. This is my life.
Oh,
Okay, Dave, you're up.
oh, I guess I am up. Well, I'm not retired. I usually wash windows, pick up scrap metal, and clear snow. Not with a plow, but with a couple snow blowers. But we get the snow down here whenever it does, and thank God it ain't as bad as the Great Lakes. No punch in the nose intended on anybody that lives out in Ohio. But, that's all I can think of.
Yeah, Cody's working on his mustache.
His or mine?
Cody is in a completely different industry.
He would pass for a pizza making guy in a pizza restaurant.
He's early 20s. He's got a couple of years yet. Give him time to grow it.
Yeah, maybe. It's more annoying than anything. So.
All right, buddy, we can handle it. As long as you can handle our shit, you'll do well.
Oh yeah.
You know what? See that post there from Michael? It's always nice to actually get people that have really experience with trains and not just little tiny toys like we play with.
Yeah,
So respect to Michael there.
That other guy, who's an engineer that does videos. He's a proper engineer still doing stuff. So yeah.
My hat off to that retired engineer / conductor. We need more people like you working for getting the trains moving and keeping the supply chains well stocked.
Okay, so maybe do this next weekend.
Hey, Dave, I'd like to thank you for inviting me on. And I had a great time this evening. And it was very enjoyable in my very lonely life I have down here now.
Oh my God, I need to buy a 6-pack of tiny violins. What the?
Hey, I got my violin right here.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been good. Quite different. What's the music? Morse code? You got another message, Dave?
Fire tones for the local fire department going off in the background.
Okay. Well, it's just all going your place.
Right next to the tunnel is one of the scanners, actually, the antenna sticking out.
Well, that's what I was talking to you about, Dave. A scanner that picks up all that sort of stuff, and it's a receiver. It's not a transmitter. That's the kind
No,
of stuff.
I know that's a receiver. I just basically call it a scanner, but I do have shortwave radio equipment, so I can hear what's going on in your neck of the woods, too.
Yeah.
Well,
not a transceiver, a receiver that picks up shortwave broadcasts.
Yeah. And you can buy them like I don't know what you call them over there, but a Radio Shack, aka Tandy here in Australia, used to be Radio Shack, but they have and sell just a receiver that you used to get before the police and ambulance and all that went to digital, but you can receive all different groups of radio transmissions on that receiver, and it's a desk module usually, or you can buy a little, like a small phone, used to be, and it used to have a little air on, and it was a handheld. But,
actually, yeah. I have two models of the same shortwave Radio Shack made, which is no longer even being made, and we all know Radio Shack went out of business. Then I have an old Lafayette HA.
Yes, I'm reading it, Dave, yes.
That's
Yeah.
that's railway royalty right there, isn't it?
Used to be in the CB radio. Used to be in the Citizen Band radio, but when that went belly up, I sold all the CB equipment, dumped the money into more model trains and some bills.
See, we still have CVs, 27 meg, and I used to be a 27 meg geek on sideband, and I used to talk all around the world, have QSL cards, all that sort of stuff. I'm also a ham operator, so yeah. I still have a 27 meg sideband set in my car, and I have UHF, which is what we use for truckies and all that sort of stuff with repeaters and stuff. We have that. So I have one of those, and I'm in Coast Guard, so I've got a Marine UHF as well, because I'm a skipper. So yeah.
You're a stripper? Or a skipper?
Used to use my CB radio when I was rail fanning up on the former B&M there, Boston and Maine Railroad, along Route 345 there in Vermont and into New York. I talked to the truckers at 19 if they saw a train coming, they'd give me a heads up by radio. That's the true way of doing things.
Okay, we've said our goodbyes. Come on, you could chat all night.
Have a good night.
Yes,
Oh,
indeed.
it's off, Dave. Bye.
Hey, Tim.
Time to do stuff. It's off, Dave.
Hey, Dave,
Bye.
Hey, Tim, you're welcome to start another stream by yourself and
I-
invite people in, you know?
I hear
I
you.
haven't got to working on live streams yet. You know that. I haven't got round to that yet. But yeah.
Okay,
Thank you
right, maybe
very
next
much.
weekend.
Fun.
Hey, Dave, don't forget to give me a phone call so we can talk about that receiver radio I have if you're interested.
Okay, I'll maybe get you. Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, your friends would be on Facebook.
All right, okay, because we can do a face chat thing there because I'm not
Hey, you're in
following you
Dave.
all the way down there. That would cost me a fortune. So yes, I'll give you a shout. Jim, good night.
Yeah, Corky, Tim, Dave,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much. Enjoy your company.
What's
Tim,
fun?
good night. sort of, I suppose.
Good afternoon.
And thanks for joining everyone else who was watching and been irritated by our
We'll do
faces.
it another time. Probably
Yes,
halfway through when
excellent.
Dave gets his tack up.
Thanks for joining everyone. Let's see how to end this. Bye for now.
Bye, Dave.
Push the leave
Bye
button.
bye.
Close. Oh, you'll talk about Dave.
Okay, how does this work? How do we end it?
Nah,
Where's the off button?
he's left. He's left and he's left the stream.
Where's
on
the off
fire.
button? The off button's done.
Oh, yes.
I'm
Thanks,
left in limbo here.
Katie, we've got the stream now, and it's still going. See where
Yes.
it was in 15
The stream's
minutes.
still going.
And then still going.
They've left the chat, left it open. Oh, he's going to suffer with this.
Oh,
It's still on his channel.
I don't know how to exit.
There's a
Yeah, the
leave
bottom,
studio
it's
button
yeah.
at the bottom. It should be a red X.
But the thing of it is, until Dave comes back and redoes it, it's going to be live. And even if we're not in the chat, it's still going to be.
I'll be here 7 days
doing
later.
it.
We're still-
Oh, he's
We're
back.
still here. I
Okay,
thought I ended the stream.
Nope.
Jeez.
Oh,
No, you did
there's a
not.
coming born every day. Yeah, hit that
Please,
link.
Dave, end this. I'll starve. I'm going to starve. I'm going to be here forever now.
Okay, right. Jim, just for future reference, if you host one of these,
Uh-huh.
top right-hand corner, it says end stream, okay? But you can't just click that. It then goes down to the bottom below that and says end the stream, question mark. It's like, that's why I clicked on it, you fucker. So then you click end